Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of our New York Islanders franchise mode here on NHL 24. Today, we are going through the 2027 offseason. That includes the draft, free agency, all that stuff. Usually, we combine this episode with the playoff episode, but last year we did not make the playoffs. We finished 13th last in the league. It was an unfortunate season. We were marred by injuries, was the big thing. We had big injuries to Peugeot, Wallstrom, and especially Ilya Sorokin, arguably our best player. Without that goalie, we were really struggling, honestly. But it's okay. I'm feeling really good heading into this offseason. I have a ton of ideas to maybe turn us into a true contender next year. First thing to look at is the draft class. I'm very excited about this draft class. I made a list of the picks I really need, like the players we really need to get, and the players I want. And I have an idea to run through. I don't think I'm going to go through with it, but we're going to see. So obviously Landon Dupont is going first overall. We're not going for him. Second overall to fifth overall, we have these three medium elite players. One of them is a playmaker, which we don't really need, Jackson Jacobson. But I am looking at a sniper. We just don't really have a sniper in our top 6 right now, a pure sniper, and I think a contender really needs that. It'd be very expensive to move up. We'd have to give up a good player or a good prospect at minimum, so I don't think we're going to do it. We'll look at the draft if any of them are on the block, and we'll definitely explore the idea. By the way, I don't have this guy scouted because he was in the Allsvenskan. He's a real player. I know that he's high top 4 or medium elite, and he's a defenseman anyway. We don't really need defensemen. This player here, medium elite, NHL ready. Nice value at 10, but there's nothing really that stands out here. Our pick is at number 13, so we're projected to get this guy, but I have a better idea. We are going to reach a little bit and take Ilya Nazarov. I showed him last episode. He's 6'2", ranked at number 17, a playmaker. He's medium elite, NHL ready, similar to Patrick Kane. This guy's a stud and great value at number 17. No one really else who stands out in the first round except for this guy, Jacob Sherov. He's a low elite, NHL ready, so he can already be a solid bottom 6 player, but as a two-way forward, I just don't think we're going to get any growth out of him. So I don't think we're going to go that route. Out of the rest of these pin players here, I know that we're going to go for a few of them, and I'll just go through them one by one. Hudobin here, we'll try and get him if we can, but honestly, he's 5 years away at Grinders. He's going to be tough to grow. Heverlane here, he's 17, 3 years away, which is nice, and he is a gem, so I probably will go for him, but we'll see. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. This guy here, Rodrigo Kemp, have to go for him, the medium elite. Even though he's 5 years away, you got to go for him. Delorme here, he's probably low elite, and he is a gem, so good value in the 7th round. Same with Darby and Svensson. You just got to go for him. Even though he's 20, even though he's 19, you still got to do it. Gustafsson here, we have a lot of medium elite goalies in the system. I mean, we have 2 right now. I could definitely consider going for him, though, because he's 17, a gem. He's more likely to pan out. There is like 4 medium elite goalies in this draft, so we'll definitely go for one of them, probably. Popov here, he's 19, so he's not a top priority. Sherov, I don't think we're going to go for. Korpikoski, we'll definitely go for. Nazarov. Roenick here, probably. He's a 7th round pick. You know, nice to have. McMillan and Rankin, we probably won't go for Rankin here. 5 years away. We'll see. Same thing with Flynn, 19 years old, probably not. Walzer, he's only 3 years away, so I'll probably go for him for sure. That's all the pin players. I like this draft a lot. I think there's a lot of value in the later rounds. There's like 5 low elites in the 7th round, but yeah, I'm super excited. So I mentioned we had that sniper problem. We don't really have a goal scorer anywhere in our lineup that can really be capable of putting up more than like 30 goals. And so I was looking at my forward corps, and I think we should have enough money to sign Celebrini. 14 million, and we're going to try and get him for maybe... We're going to try and get him for 9 million or something. So that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's our top 6, and I don't think we're going to bring DeBrusque back. Assuming Marchand moves back to a third-line role as he ages, he means 39 now, I think we honestly should go out and get a top 6 winger. to replace DeBrusque, maybe play better than DeBrusque. So third line, Marchand, Monahan, Wallstrom, Palmieri, Kampf, Dufour. I'm going to sign Kampf as well. He's going to be pretty cheap, so a 1 year deal probably makes the most sense. 3 years is a bit cheaper, but maybe even two. Let's go 1 year. More flexibility. So 75 or 85% on that is just over 1.5. So we're going to lock that in right now. 1.525 for 1 more year to be our fourth line center. I already locked into 4. I think he should on like a league minimum 1 year. And so, yeah, I think our forward is definitely set except for that top 6 winger. On D, obviously, we're fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bolduc and Benda as the 6th and 7th defenseman. And then Sorokin, Hildeby. We have Korhonen as the third goalie. We're looking set. So we're going to wait out this Celebrini contract extension. He wants like 12 million over 8 years right now, which I don't think is worth it at all. Going to wait until he's down to about 9 million, but I think I have a player who I think I want to sign to address that top 6 sniper ability, and that is Frank Vetrano. So if you go to UFA here, he's the 4th best one. He had 33 goals last year. He had 67 points on a really bad San Jose team. He was a minus 12, which is honestly quite impressive. He's been a multiple-time 20-goal scorer, as you can see. He's had a long career. He's been a pretty solid player, but he's really coming into his own at age 33. He's already he's an 88 overall right now. I think that overall is a bit inflated by his last season. He's definitely want to get a raise from his $3.4 million deal. But if I think we go for his rights, trade for them at the draft, we can definitely get him for cheaper. This would probably mean we would need to move out a little bit of cap space to make room for not Sidney Crosby, Macklin Celebrini's contract. But I think that's very doable. So we're going to trade for Frank Vetrano's rights at the draft and look for a few of those picks, as we only have like 3 picks right now. We have 13th overall and then like a 3rd and a 7th rounder. So we're definitely going to need to move out some value here. But I'm very excited. I think we have a very franchise-defining offseason coming up, and I think we can do a really good job. So without further ado, let's hop into the draft. So the Tampa Bay Lightning hold the first overall pick and have it on the block, but we're not going to go for that. Doesn't look like there's any play picks for grabs above our pick other than the first, so we're not going to go for any of those snipers. Definitely still going to go for Nazarov, though. Now let's go look at the value that we need to trade for Vetrano. At the San Jose Sharks here, they have a lot of cap space coming up, but they were a really bad team. I don't think they're going to want to re-sign Vetrano. So he is on their block. If we go, yeah, he's super cheap. So maybe we move out a prospect. Bolduc? I mean, we kind of need to make room for Benda. I don't think we'll be using Bolduc very much. He didn't play, he only played in 17 games last year. Does this go through 1-for-1? No. Could we add, like, maybe... I added in this prospect here. We haven't signed him yet. He's a low top 4, but he's 19, only 54 overall. I don't think he's going to turn out. Taking back a 7th as well. Does this deal go through? I think it probably should. No. Take away the 7th. And there we go. Welcome to the organization, Frank Vetrano. Thank you, Samuel Bolduc, for your time here. And first overall pick, they don't trade it. They get Landon DuPont. 76 overall isn't great, but this guy is going to be a future Norris winner for the Lightning. So as you can see here, we only have 3 draft picks, 13, 17, 77, and 224. We're definitely going to acquire a few more here. But for now, we're just going to simulate up to our 13th overall pick. Who went before that? We have... Fitzhenry, he was a player I was looking at. 81 overall, solid player. Good sniper, nice shot. Only 4-star shot, actually. Alexei Joseph, I think he's a real player. Yeah, he definitely is. He's got some weird stats, but he's a crazy skater for some reason. Jackson Jacobson, a real player as well, of course. Again, players with these weird stats. Is Rocco Pelosi real too? I don't think he is. Anyways. Oh, he was a medium elite, but that's okay. It's okay. This is the guy from the All-Svenskin. Who cares? We missed out on him. Whatever. few high top sixes. This guy, AJ Knight, Svensson, Harkins. Yep. Okay, so we have our player still on the board. 13th overall pick. Super excited for this guy. We could trade back a few, but it's not worth the risk. Ilya Nazarov, welcome to the organization. This kid is incredible. 77 overall, super solid out of the draft. He's got an X Factor already. Nice puck skills. 3-star, basically 3-star everything. He's a good skater for a 6'2" guy. Definitely needs to get that physical ups, but we'll probably leave this guy in Russia for 1 year. We could bring him into the AHL if we really wanted to. I don't know. We'll make that decision later, but that is such a good pick at number 13. Super excited to have him in the organization. Just looking here, a player like Benda might actually be expendable, considering Dawson Connor is going to come to the NHL next year. 21 years old, 78 overall, great stats. Defense isn't even that bad, so I think he's definitely coming to the NHL. He's super cheap. We can probably trade out a guy like Benda, who is 78 overall already at 20 years old. Like, he's probably not going to grow. We could definitely get some good draft picks for him that we need to get all those players we want. So, yeah, we're going to explore that. Zonin might be coming over as well, so maybe we need to make room in the bottom 6. I don't know. We'll see. Per Havlitz is also 77. I don't know. Maybe we should make another room, a bit more room in the bottom 6. Trade out a guy like, I don't know. Huttonen could be traded for value, something like that. But yeah, let's go acquire some of these picks we need. Sending Jake Rice and Nico Huttonen to the Florida Panthers. Huttonen, he's a low top 6, 23 years old. I don't think he's going to grow anymore. He's got weird stats. He's not simming well, so trade him for a 3rd-round pick. We're going to pick up another medium elite goalie in this draft, so I'm thinking I'm going to trade Alberts to the Capitals for these 3 later-round picks. Alberts, he's going to have his entry-level deal, and I don't think he's an AHL goalie, honestly. He only had a 904 this year in like the easiest draft league. His stats haven't gotten any better, so I think it's probably smart to trade him while he still has value. Sweeten it just a touch. We'll add our 7th. Adding an extra contract here. And this does go through. Thank you, Washington. All right, just sent a deal to the Maple Leafs, sending a low top 6 player. I signed in free agency to them for another 7th-round pick. Just traded our 6th-round pick that we just got from Washington and Kallio Dasiulis, the medium top 6 defenseman, for 2 7ths from Seattle. Just traded 2 defensive prospects to the Habs for a 7th. And I think that's all the picks we need. So we have 77, 95, 129, and then 5 7s here. That should get us all of the players we really, really want, plus 1 or 2 extra. So this is just perfect. First round just finished. I'll take you through it here. You saw the first 13 picks here up to Nazarov. After Nazarov, you got a few defensemen and forwards in that mid-70s overall. We had 2 NHL-ready defensemen here. I didn't even consider them just because I know they're just like Benda. They're not going to grow. Keep going here. We got a bunch of that middle 70 overall range. Carter Essler, he's a real player. He went to Columbus to be there. Goalie Sharov ended up being a 78 overall. No X factors. Pretty well-rounded stats. He would have been nice to have, of course, but I don't know if he would have grown. Bunch of low top 9s, medium top 9s there. So let's sim to our next pick at 77. Bunch of low top 6s going, but the player we wanted at 77 was... I think it was actually supposed to be 73 and not 77, because I think we missed out on... It was this guy that we really wanted to get, Sasha Heberlein. He was a gem, so we were also looking at this Walzer guy. That's unfortunate. Let me go fix the trades. That's super unfortunate. We just have this pick for nothing here. I guess we go with this guy here. Giuliano, he's 3 years away. I have the picks for all the players I want, so we might as well take this guy. 62 overall, playmaker, low top 6. Solid pick. Now let's go make our other picks. Here at 95, we are going for Kemp, he was at 102, I think. I'm just playing it really safe with these ones after that last one. So yeah, Rodrigo Kemp, 17 years of age. Medium elite, Super good player. He's only like a 48 overall right now. A grinder, which is super interesting. We're going to monitor his growth very closely. I'm very excited for him, though. To our next pick at 129. This is where we wanted to go for a goalie. We could go for the Cedric Rankin guy here, but he's 5 years away, medium top six. Honestly, just better trade value than anything. We could also go for Hudobin, but I think after trading that medium elite goalie, it's best to go for Liam Gustafson here. A gem, 17 years old. He's probably in the 40 overalls, 48, but still a good prospect to add to the system. Next pick comes at 193, and that is where we wanted 102, I think. Yeah. So we're just going for the rest of our seventh round picks here. If we look at pins, we have, yeah, all of these players. So let's take the first one here, which is Korpikoski. Welcome to the Islanders organization, 49 overall low elite. Right here, we miss out on two backups and a low top six. All right. So another player here. Delorme is the next one. Let's hope he's low top six, or low elite, I mean. And he is 52 overall. That's a good pick. He was a gem too, well, so hoping he grows. Next pick here, we're going to take Ludvig Svensson. He's 20 years old, which kind of sucks, but he's a gem, so hopefully he grows. 56 overall is not bad. I mean, he is 20, so that's actually not very good. But, good trade value to add to the system. And then the last one here was Darby, who we can take. 19 years old, 50 overall. Again, just a shot in the dark. But it's okay. Last pick of the draft, I think we have. Yeah, we do have the last pick of the draft. We have our choice between two players here. Three players, actually, because I realized I missed a low elite. This guy, he's 20, and he's ranked like way outside of the draft, like in the 300s, 5 years away. So I think we're honestly probably better off taking one of Ronick or McMillan here. McMillan, 5 years away, 19. 5 years away, low top four. You know what? We'll take Seagull, actually. I think he probably has a bit more trade value. 56 overall is actually okay, so yeah, very successful draft there. We had a ton of late low elites as per usual. We got our medium elite goalie, and we got our stud in Nazarov, who could play in the NHL as soon as the year after this year. So super excited for that. We also traded for Frank Toronto's rights. We had a few other rights that we traded for just to make the contract spots work. So if you see those, that's why you're seeing that. Let me figure out the coaches and the scouts, and then we'll get right into it. And David Camphor news on his 1 year deal. Dufour also does. So here we go into. Ooh, they bought out deals. That's cool. I always forget you can do buyouts. I never do them in franchise mode. But yeah, we have $13 million in cap space. Two big free agents to sign. So has Celebrini's deal gone down a little bit? So what's the 85% on that? Still just over 10 million. So we're just going to qualify him and wait for that one. Give him his qualifying offer. Frank for Toronto here. What is his ask? Pretty expensive. It's cheapest if we go for about 1 or 2. Let's go for probably 3 years is best if he's 33. So he yet does want an extension. So 3 years, 85% is 6.75 or 6.8. Sorry. I honestly think we have to lock that in. That's a really good deal for a 30 goal scorer. I like that deal a lot. 6.775 is the cheapest we can go. So let's lock that in right now. Any other expiring players we need to worry about? Dumba, Labushkin, all these guys, we just added their contracts. Fashing in the AHL. Yeah, let's just sign Zonin onto his entry-level deal. Hopefully he can challenge for a roster spot. Zykov, entry-level deal. He's already 71 overall, so I'm liking his development. Karalati, 65. All of these guys just going to stack up the AHL team. And, maybe one or two of them will become an Impact NHLer. But, yeah, there is our players. Let's go see what they say, and I'll also deal with the rest of these. All right, let's see what they say. simulating one day, a scout. And Frank Vetrano, no. He wants a little bit more money, it looks like. Although I'm interested, he's willing to stick. So he wants the 4-year deal. And a few AHL players say yes. Zonin and all of those players. So we are looking. So it looks like we might have to go for the 4-year deal there. Honestly, we can always trade him in the last few years of his deal. So let's just go for 4 years, 6.8. Offer him that one. What does he say to that? Another scout. And come on, man. Now it's the money. We're probably going to have to move out of contract anyway. So how about we go 3 years, 7.7 million flat. How does that work for you, Frank? He really wants that 4 years. Okay, so let's go 4 years, 7.1. I don't think I really want to budge on that. So 4 years, 7.1 million. And he still says no, so man, that sucks. Let's just go for 4 years, 7.4. He can't say no to that. I'm not willing to go any higher than that. Jeez, man. Frank, you're killing me here. Try one more time at 7.75. Just below his asking price. And there he is. Honestly, I might be regretting that in the future. I'm glad we got him on board. But yeah, that's a bit more expensive than I was wanting to go, honestly. Okay, first day of free agency is here, and his deal has gone down, actually. So Celebrini looking for... Celebrini would take just over 8 million right now, so we're going to lock that in, but let me go check the free agents, and then we'll have to move out some money. Looks like Quinn Hughes dropped to free agency. Canucks decided to sign Patterson instead of him. Looking for $15 million. You know, pretty normal deal. No other free agents really stand out to me. Where's Tyler Toffoli? He was looking for a cheaper deal, so we probably could have gone for him as well. But honestly, in the end, I'm happy. And Roenick, the defenseman we were looking at drafting, guess what? He's still here, so we're going to sign him to his entry-level deal as well. Just lock him in. Looking at our roster here, let's see who we can maybe consider expendable. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Celebrini as our top 6. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe Monahan's making a bit too much for a third line center. 3.25. He had an okay year last year. 28 points. Less than we were expecting. Played a bit shorthanded. 12 minutes per game. I honestly think we could probably get someone cheaper, maybe younger for him. So we're going to go investigate. Using the find player feature here, I've gone maximum age of 32, less than 2 million or less on the contract, and at least 83 faceoffs, 85 defensive awareness, and 86 passing. I feel like this is an underappreciated feature. We get one, and it's applicator. Okay, let me... yeah, he's an RFA. Let me refine these a bit. Change them a little bit, and we have Charlie Coyle here from the Bruins, 35. He's got one more year left on his deal, so he's probably gonna fall down a little bit, but he's still got solid puck skills. Honestly, a decent physical, 86 defensive awareness, 85 faceoffs. I like him from the Boston Bruins, so we're gonna trade for him. All right, so the Bruins are actually a conservative buyer with a ton of cap space, so I think this deal honestly makes a lot of sense for them. They're getting the higher overall player in Sean Monahan. He's an 83 overall, more offensive and defensive potential, younger. We get the cheaper one on a 1-year deal. We're also going to try and get a 4 from them, and let me just bring that down. Can we squeeze a 6th and a 7th? Just a 6th. And there we go. Thank you, Boston, for your deal. So this leaves us with just over $9 million to send an offer to Mr. Macklin Celebrini. 85% of that deal is just over 8.5 or 8.05, sorry. So we can go maybe 8.1, 8.0. Let's go 8.1. 8 years, 8.1. Let's see what he says to that. All his X factors. I'm very excited for him. Let's also look at some expiring contracts that we have because Salayev's up next year. That's going to be a big extension. Oh, we should get him locked in right now. Low franchise. It feels a bit scummy, but I think we need to sign that right now. We're not going to have a ton of space to sign it, so we better go. 7.475, 6.3. I mean, is it terribly unrealistic? Yeah, get him locked in at like 6.5 for 8 more years after this one. I don't think it is. Oh man, that's gonna be so awesome if he says yes to that. No real other contracts. Oh man, that is gonna be so awesome. Simulating a few days, Roenick signs on. That's a defensive prospect. Boucher, O'Rourke, Leroux, and Anton Slayev, man. That's a steal. Macklin Celebrini. It should be the day. And he rejects. Okay. So we're going to have to give him a bit more than 8.1. Let's go for 8.4. I think that's honestly pretty fair. A pretty good deal for him. 89 overall. He wants 7 years instead. I mean, I guess we could. If we bring his offer down that much, let me try this actually. Let's give him the exact amount of 1 years he wants for 7.75 or 7.775 because that's the exact amount of years and the 85%. Oh, we don't have cap in future years to sign. Ooh. We need to move up future cap hits now. Is this where we say goodbye to Alexander Romanov? Oh, I think it actually could be because we've got, what do we have? Dobson, Salayev, Pellick, Pollock, Benda Connor with O'Rourke as the extra. I think we have to trade Alexander Romanov. 4.05. One more year after this. We need to sign him. Celebrini, that takes priority over a third pair defenseman. Let's see if we can find trade on him. Maybe get like an 82 overall for cheap on a 1 year deal. He doesn't have a ton of trade value here. We look Popov in a fourth. Medium top 6 prospect is basically it. Like a third and fourth round pick? Like, come on. Okay, I'm going to go look for a defenseman that fits our needs. Looking for defensemen with 1 year left on their contract. Oh, we have 645. 1 second, let me narrow it down a little bit. Is there any with at least 4-star defense and 3.5-star puck skills? Steve Bloom, 1 second. Bring it down to 3.5-star defense. That's probably good enough. 7. So probably not these top 4 because they're going to be RFAs. Maybe Ethan Bear. Ethan Bear? I think I like Ethan Bear here. 30 points last year. Minus 37, but on a bad St. Louis team. He played power play. A bit shorthanded. 21 minutes per night, so he's capable of handling minutes. 3.5-star puck skills. 4-star skating. He's decent. I quite like him right here. Travis Dermott, probably not good enough for our needs. So let's go trade for Ethan Bear right now. Could we maybe even get like a 1-for-1? St. Louis is the seller, so it makes sense that they would be interested in the younger defenseman in Alexander Romanov. They are interested in him too. Can we maybe even like get a 6th round pick back? Try and get a 5th here from the Blues. Alexander Romanov, you've been a really good player for us, but unfortunately you've just been passed by players lower on our depth charts. Can we get a 7th back? Yeah, let's just try a 7th. Just no 7th. Okay. 1-for-1, and thank you, St. Louis. Thank you, Alexander Romanov, for your time here in the New York Islanders organization. Welcome, Alexander Romanov, to the organization. We cheapen up for future and this year, and that allows us to sign one of our best young players, Mr. Celebrini. Here we go. His offer. We're gonna go for 7 years. Go for the 7.775. I don't know if he'll accept this, but the 7 years just honestly just as nice. You're only losing 1 year, and we can potentially get him multiple years or multiple millions lower. So I think it's worth it. Let's see what he says. And this should be the day here, Mr. Celebrini. And of course he says no. So we're going to need to go. Let's try 7 times 8.1 maybe. I don't know. If we're going that long, I feel like we should be getting the 8 years for sure. Could we go for an 8 by 8.45? I like that deal. I think that's a decent value for him. Let's see what he says. Here we go. Should be the day after actually. Thank you, Macklin Celebrini. 8 years, 8.45. We've got him locked in. So, wow, that was a busy offseason. We made a ton of deals, but this, I think we've got everything sorted out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, top 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we're looking good. We'll definitely have some prospects trying to get a fourth or third line role. And on defensemen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then probably Dawson Connor. Man, I'm super excited for this team. I think we're still going to run with the 3 goalies just for now. Just have Korhonen as the extra. He is cheaper, and wants a contract extension for pretty cheap, actually. I don't know. We'll think about that next episode. Now let's go simulate to the next season. Check out the lines, check out the growth, and see what our lines may be looking into the 2027-28 season. All right, here we are. Let's go look at what the computer suggested for our lines. Is there any growth? Okay, I'm not seeing much except for Bill Zonin, a 79 overall. I'm super happy with that. Look at his stats, man. Look at that shot, 4.5 star. He could definitely play on our third line if we wanted him to, but he'll have to prove himself in preseason. Celebrini, man, welcome back. 8 more years, 8.45. Our first overall pick on defense. Slides on 84. Okay, that's pretty solid. We've got him locked up to that deal. We'll still probably go like that. O'Rourke is an 81. I was just signing him and I was like, damn, he wants a 2-way deal. So he's actually grown. That makes things difficult because now let me bring up Dawson Connor really quick. Yeah, Dawson Connor here is an 80 overall looking to join the team. He's got a solid fit on the bottom pair, 3.5 star defense, so he's even solid defensively. I think we have to have Dawson Connor in the lineup over him. But I don't want to trade him Ryan O'Rourke right after signing him. Hildeby's an 84 now, so he will be our backup probably. If he proves himself halfway through the year, we'll probably trade Korhonen. But yeah, I don't know what to do here then. We've got Benda down in the AHL. I think we'll keep him here for this year just because O'Rourke. I mean, he is a really good fit on the bottom pair. We can even afford to trade Ethan Bear probably. Let's see, what is Dawson Connor's? +1 with Ethan Bear, man. Okay, that's a question for next episode because he's a solid player, Mr. Ryan O'Rourke there. I want to give him a chance to succeed somewhere else. Interesting. So let me fix up the lines to how I think they will be, and I'll let you know. All right, here's how I think the forward corps will look. On the first line, we're going to try Fiala, Barzell, and Horvat for a little bit. I don't know. If it's not producing, we'll get Vetrano up on the top line because he is probably the better sniper. Actually, now that I think about it, we could put Vetrano first line already and get +4, +2. But this is +5, +1. I've changed my mind. I'm going this in. So we'll try Vetrano on the top line. Here, Celebrini still has like a 76 faceoff, so we're going to play Peugeot in the middle. with Fiala as the sniper. Let's see if they can rack up some goals. Third line, Wallstrom, Coyle, and Marchand. Marchand, he's had a point per game season last year. He's still an 84 overall, surprisingly, at a super cheap deal. But I think we will keep him in the bottom six for now, just because this top six is pretty stacked. I'm considering going Zonin on the third line because he had a solid shot. Coyle and Marchand are both pretty good passers. And he does bring a +2 up there, but the chemistry is more evenly distributed here. And Wallstrom's an 83 overall. He deserves the third line spot. We'll see how he's producing there. Fourth line, Palmieri, camps on defense, I already showed you Salayev, Dobson, Pelech, Pollock, and Connor, Bear. Pollock down to an 86 overall is not ideal, but I think we're just going to have to live with it. For goalies, obviously, Sorokin and Hill to be. Sorokin's down to a 90 overall, so he might be starting to age out. We might actually be considering getting a new starting goalie here, obviously. It's not a super urgent need, but anyway, scratches D4, Korhonen, and O'Rourke. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas with the O'Rourke situation, because he's super solid physically. He's definitely more of a defensive defenseman. He only has 76 offensive awareness. He's developed weird. But anyways, for the power play, I'm thinking something kind of unique here. For the first unit, we have our players. We have Barzell, Horvat, Celebrini, Dobson. I'm also going to bring up Dawson Connor to the first unit for a little bit, try and stimulate his growth into kind of grow him into a potential top pairing defenseman someday. He's got 92 passing, so he's guaranteed to stim pretty well on here. I can see him putting up like 40 points even on the bottom pair. And on the second unit here, Vetrano, Fiala, Peugeot. And then putting Salayev and Pollock at the point just to kind of stimulate Salayev's growth because he's low franchise. Even though he's not that good offensively, I mean he's decent. He's not that good offensively. We still need to stimulate his growth a little bit. Even though he's playing on the top pair, I still think it's good to have him on the second power play, just so he can get that little bit of extra ice time, just to ensure that he potentially does hit that franchise potential. For the power play, we're going Peugeot, Vetrano, Dobson, Pollock, Cam Horvat, Pelech, Salayev, and Celebrini, Palmieri, Connor, Bear. We'll probably go Marchand instead of Palmieri, actually. What am I thinking? But yeah, there's a pretty good penalty kill. Again, I don't really know how to make a good penalty kill, honestly, because I feel like it's so voodoo. It just randomly works some days it doesn't. But yeah, that's how the lineup is looking at going into the 2027-28 season. For the AHL, it's always hard to get chemistry, but we're looking for growth from Per Havlet playing on the top line there. Dmitry Zykov, he's a low elite. He's developed quite well. Barat here, he's grown to a 72. Brendan Moore, he's a 64. Lokitinov, 67, low elite. And on defense, we have Benda playing with Tuohov on the top pair. We'll get Benda back into the NHL lineup here soon, but we're just going to play him on the top pair and see what happens. Also got Karlati, who's looking for growth, and Roenick down here, low top four. Matejko, he's a left winger. I forgot to sign an extra defenseman, but I'll go do that now and put him into somewhere in the top nine. For the AHL, I'm actually going to sign Bochenski here just to put in the defenseman. He's not going to get good minutes in the Liga. He put up 5 points last year, plus 16. He's probably aged out of the league. Those are good stats for a 19-year-old. So we're going to sign him onto this entry-level deal. And also going to leave Nazarov in the Russia, the KHL, I guess. Kind of like a Demidov. He didn't put up crazy numbers in the KHL. I mean, Demidov didn't even get a chance, but you might as well keep him over there until he's really playing well, and he's going to get big minutes this year, so honestly, it's the best place for his development. I think I'm also going to sign Martindale to be the backup in Bridgeport, just so he gets more minutes. He's not playing very well in the Finnish Liga, so it's a good deal to make. And finally, last thing we'll do is look at the progress reports, see if any players went down on overall other than what we've seen. Marchand, he actually got a ton of statistical growth, maintaining that 84 overall, which is quite impressive. Vetrano maintained that 88 overall too, which is nice to see. Bear, Wallstrom. Sorokin went down a few, unfortunately. Let's get him back up, have him a Vezina winning season. Barzell went up a few. Dobson also went up a few, even though he went down to a 91 overall, but we still take it. Celebrini went up a few. He's probably done growing now. Palmieri went down a little bit. Fiala looks like he stayed. So yeah, the rest of them stayed there in the system. No one's grown quite yet. For some reason, I don't know why it doesn't carry over. I've definitely seen some growth from like the AHL goalies. Like some of our low elites grew up a few. So I don't know. I'm very excited for this team, though. I think we can make the playoffs. I think we have a ton of prospects to be excited for, a few players challenging for roster spots. But yeah, it's going to be a really good year. And I was just curious looking at our record book. Barzell is obviously the current leader in points. Pollock's been here for 12 seasons, which is quite impressive. 202 wins for Sorokin. He's also has the most shutouts already, so he's definitely going to challenge Billy Smith in the next 3 or 4 seasons here for most wins. Most games played is Pellick. Most penalty minutes also Pellick. Just interesting. Feel like Celebrini might be up there at the end of his career. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Leave any suggestions in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you want to see more of this series, subscribe. I'm actually recording this quite a few days in advance. I'll be back from my vacation around the 14th and get right back into making videos and streaming. I am streaming Minecraft on Twitch quite a bit these days, so check me out at I'll put it's in my channel on the banner or whatever. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon.